thank you for joining me again. I am Bev from Inkwell, and this month it is Halloween, and so I thought I'd have a bit of a running theme through the craft videos for things that are a little bit strange and weird, as the year has been this year. Now, I don't know about you, but usually I am not at home for Halloween because somebody else throws a party, so I usually go there. So I don't have many strange decorations to hang up around the house, and I didn't really want to spend money on new decorations. So I thought we'd look at sort of odds and ends that we could find around the house, and maybe little bits and bobs that you can find in the craft shops or the second-hand shops. I like to save things for nostalgic reasons, and when my grandma recently passed away, I managed to get my hands on some old tins and dolls and bits and bobs from her house. So I have quite a good collection of things that we can make some doll assemblage with. So, what you are going to need, and this isn't set in stone, but just a collection of things. I'm going to try and keep with things that I found at my grandma's house. So I have some old tins, some nice old porcelain dolls, things like cotton threads. These are the nice old wooden ones. I've got like jars of bolts, ribbons, all sorts of stuff going on here. Some old handles, and so basically the idea is that you take the doll apart and then make it into something weird and wonderful with all your random bits. And I've never really done this before, so we're all new at this today if you've never done it before. But from what I understand, yeah, you just take things apart and then put them back together in a bit of a wonky order. So without further ado, let's get deconstructing and reconstructing. All right, so I've got my doll looking pretty terrible. It's pretty horrific. And now what I'm going to do is just use a bit of acrylic paint, just to make the sort of new bits look a bit older, basically. Just so that it does look like the old horrible thing that it's supposed to look like. But feel free to do whatever you want. You can use acrylic paint, you could use some ink as well. In fact, on the face, I've just used, and in the hair, just some coloured hairspray. But yeah, just whatever you've sort of got hanging around the house. I'm just going to sort of brush a bit of paint on here and just make it look a bit mucky and old. The base that I've got this on as well, I had just scrubbed it back with a wire brush, but you could use sandpaper or something like that to get a similar sort of effect. So I'm not being very neat with this at all, I'm just sort of roughly painting over it just so things don't look that new. You can sort of get to a point with your paintbrush where you haven't got much paint on, and it sort of feels quite dry then that gives you a nice effect. It's not quite as thick and blobby, and you get that aged sort of look going on. Don't be afraid to get other bits of fabric just to sort of get the textures that you want. You don't necessarily have to use a paintbrush. Alright, that's pretty horrific. Here we go. She's a bit creepy. But I love it. I mean, these around the house at Halloween, they're sure to scare anybody. Just watch out if you've got kids. I'm not sure my little girl would ever sleep again if she saw this, if I'm honest with you. So maybe I'll keep it hidden away somewhere. But yeah, go for it, guys. I mean, I love making weird things like this. I don't know why, because I don't like horror films. But yeah, I'll bring you another Halloween video next week. And yeah, happy freaky doll making. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you again soon.